Good morning and welcome to your video tutorials Excel spreadsheet 2013. Okay, day 6 exercise 1. Okay, today we're gonna practice with a checkbook balance exercise unit A. Okay, so today we're gonna be continue practicing on day 6, but we'll continue practicing with formulas, inputting data into a spreadsheet and creating some formulas. Okay, the file that we're gonna be working is right here. Okay, Excel student files. Okay, I'm gonna double click to open the file and resize that window. Put it right here into the side. Okay, so here's Unit A, right? That was Unit A, and then the file that we are gonna be working is EXA4. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and open this file. And here we are. Okay, we know the process. What we're gonna be doing, file, using my save as command. It's gonna be saved on my computer, and this is gonna go under my Excel 2013 files 417. Okay, and we are just gonna rename this. Okay, balance uh, check checkbook balance. Okay, the date. There you go. Okay, so this is gonna be another exercise. Okay, this is a business checkbook balance. Okay, we have a starting balance. Okay, they have $1,000 into this account. Okay, on the left hand side we have the check numbers. Okay, we have another label asking for the date, item, the amount that we spent, and the balance. Okay, so let's go ahead. This is an exercise that we're also going to be working during the webinars. Day 6. Okay, check balance. Let's say that we're going to start with 268. Okay, and then we have 269, 270. Okay, from there we're going to skip to 273, and then we're going to have 274. Enter. Okay, we type in the number and we hit enter. Okay, so right here we have our check numbers. Now the date. Okay, let's go ahead and get the dates. Okay, so in this exercise, let's say that in March March 6, 2013, see that we use the check number 68, 268. Okay, now we're gonna continue getting some other days. Okay, let's say that on the following day we have some other expenses. Okay, so just type in the date 3/7/2013. We hit enter, and Excel is gonna format the date for us. Okay, now we have three. Let's say that from here we jump into 3/9/2013. Okay, we jump from March 10. Okay, and here one more. Okay, perfect. So now we have the checks that we spend. Okay, and the days that we use them. Now right here we're gonna get some stores. Okay, let's say that we went to a store on March 6th. Okay, we went to the store and we spent some money and okay, Best Buy. Let's say that we went to Best Buy. Okay, so that's gonna be one. We hit enter once we type that in. Let's say that we went to another store. Let's say that we went to the Bonds. Yeah, let's say that we went to the Bonds store. We bought some groceries. Okay, and yeah, we spent some money. Okay, now let's say that we also went to Fry's. Okay, let's say that we went to another store. Okay, and let's say that we also have an associate's lunch. Okay, and we pay for the lunch. There you go. Okay, now how much money did we spend? Okay, let's say that we went to Best Buy and we spent $126 with 78 cents. enter. Just type in the numbers and enter. Okay. In this case, we have decimal, so we type in 126.78, enter. We went to bonds, okay, we buy some groceries, and so that we spend $63.41, enter. Okay, we went to fries, let's say that we buy some hard drive, and the hard drive was $129.99. Okay, we went to Sears to buy some clothes, let's say that we spend $90.87. And then we have some lunch. Okay, on this lunch we probably spend about $89.10. Enter. Okay, there you go. Now notice that every time that we type in a label is gonna be left aligned, right? The labels are always gonna be left aligned into your cell, and numbers, the number data are gonna be always aligned to the right hand side. That by default is always gonna happen. We could move it around. We will see that into another video. Now, right here we have two decimals. Now, when we get to the 89.10, see, anytime that you guys use a zero, a lot of times Excel is not gonna type in the zero. I mean, zero is nothing, it's nothing, nada. Okay, so that's why we have 89.10, and Excel is just gonna type in 89.1. Okay, there you go. Now let's go ahead and create our formulas. Okay, our formula here, remember we start with this balance. This is at $1,000. Okay, now we're gonna start the balance here. Okay, so we're gonna create a formula. So we have equal. This is our starting balance, 1,000, and then we make a check to pay base by 126. So we are gonna deduct 126. So here's the formula: equals F2 minus D5, and we hit enter, and that's a new balance. Okay, now we are gonna continue deducting this money, but now this is the new balance: E5 minus 63.41, and then we hit enter, and that's a new balance. And then again equals, we have this balance minus the 129.99, which we spent at first, and we hit enter, and we continue our way down. Okay, so we have this money. I mean, this is the balance, E7 minus D8. Okay, and then enter. One more equals, we have the or balance minus 89.1, and then enter. So right now this is our balance. Okay, now right here we have this total, and so that we want to move this total down because we are gonna then we are gonna have a deposit. Okay, so to move this total, we are gonna be using this option. See, cut. Remember, every time that we use cut or copy, these wavy lines are gonna appear. I'm gonna go down 2 cells, and then I'm just gonna click on paste to move the total. Okay, now right here there's no check number, but let's say that this is gonna be March 15, 2013. Okay, and right here we have a deposit. Okay, now this deposit was for, let's say that it's gonna be 1,378 cents. Okay, so 1,378 cents. We have a deposit. Now this right here we have to get the formula. So equals, we have the balance, and this time we are not gonna be deducting. This time we are gonna be adding, because that was our balance, and we are gonna be adding the 1378. Now we are gonna be adding, and then it is gonna be enter. Now our new balance is 1,863 cents. Okay. Now again, I'm gonna need to move total. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cut total, and I'm gonna go down 1 cell, and then I'm gonna paste it. Okay. Now from here we're gonna continue typing. Let's say that this is check 275, and then we spend check number 281. Okay. And let's say that on March 17, 2013, we spend that some money, and then on March 19, 2013, we spent some extra money. Okay, now let's say that from here we went to Radio Shack. Okay, and on Radio Shack we probably spend another, let's say that we spend 235 and 12 cents. Okay, and then let's say that we pay our account from Verizon, and let's say that that's gonna be $230.99. There you go. Okay, now again we need to get to balance this book. Okay, so we have equals. Now this is our new balance minus what we spend on Radio Shack. Enter. Okay, and then again. Now before I continue, okay, do you guys notice that little green icon? Okay, and again, see, because we started using a different formula, Excel is gonna think that we made a mistake, that this is an inconsistent formula. Now I'm gonna double click into that and make sure, see, the balance was 499.85, and then we adding the deposit, so that's the formula is correct. Okay, so we are gonna remove this guy, click into the yellow diamond and select ignore error. There's no error, we're just gonna go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, now again we have another expense here, so we have the balance we are gonna be deducting when we spend at Verizon, and then enter, and there we are. Okay, now right here we are gonna get the total, okay, of everything that we spend. Now right here we are not gonna count the deposit. Okay, we are not gonna count the cell, we're not gonna count D10. Okay, so in this case I'm gonna go ahead and use my auto sum. Okay, I just wanna get this total, so I'm gonna highlight them. Okay, and then we are gonna edit the formula. Okay, so here's my auto sum, one click, and there's the total expenses. Okay, now this total is not gonna be correct because we have this deposit, so it's not only in an expenses, but we also have a deposit here. So this deposit we have to remove it. When we have a formula, see, we click into the cell, we look into your formula bar, and we click into the formula bar. Excel is gonna provide us with the formula. So we have equal function sum parenthesis D5 through D12. Now I'm gonna have to edit this, okay, because we are only gonna be adding, let's see, D5, D6, D7, D8, and D9. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use backspace. Now we have the D5. I'm gonna left click into D5, hold it, and then drag it down to select the cells that I wanna add. I'm not gonna be including the deposit, okay? Now here's my new formula. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me go ahead and delete that and start from the beginning, okay? Left click, hold, and then drag down. I'm not including the deposit. Okay? Now, here's gonna be one addition. We close our parentheses, and then we are gonna be adding again. Okay, so I'm gonna open another parenthesis, and now we are gonna be selecting the other two cells that we wanna add, and we close the parenthesis. Okay, so here's the formula. In this case, we're doing it this way because there's a cell between that we don't want to include. Okay, so sum is equal D5. Once we have the total, then we are gonna be adding D11 plus D12, and that's gonna give us a great total. Okay, now when we hit enter, this is giving me a value error. Okay, why is giving me a value error? Okay, so it's giving us a value error. Okay, now here's the yellow the yellow diamond. If we click into the yellow diamond, see error in value. Okay, error in value. So that means that this formula is not correct. Okay, we can always click on help on this error. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna click into help with this error. And Excel help is gonna open up. See, why is my formula broken? Okay, and it's gonna have some information about our broken formula. Okay, different topics, etc., etc. So we could research. Okay, what it could be the problem here. Okay, now the formula is not correct. Okay, Excel is not gonna accept this formula. Okay, adding D5 through D9 and then adding D11 through D12. So what I'm gonna have to do? That's why we learn the other method. Okay, so the other method to input, I mean to apply or create our formula. So up here I'm gonna have to delete all of this. I'm just gonna stay with the equal, and we're gonna be using the clicking method. So we have equals d5 plus d6 plus d7 plus d8 plus d9 plus, and then we're gonna jump, we're gonna skip the deposit, okay, and then plus, and then we select the last cell. Okay, that's why it's very important that we also learn this other method, because there's gonna be occasions that we want to skip a particular cell. Okay, in this case the arrow sum is not gonna work because we don't want to include D10. That was the deposit. Okay, now that we have this formula, we hit enter and there's the total. Okay, now that we have the total, we are gonna go ahead and make sure that we click on save. And there it is. Okay, that's our business checkbook balance. Okay, and we're only gonna be getting the total here. Okay, so thank you. This will be exercise, I mean day 6 checkbook balance. Okay, exercise. So once we're done, we're gonna close the spreadsheet. Okay, so that was day 6 exercise 1 checkbook balance. Okay, well, thank you, and until next tutorial. Bye bye.